Hey everyone, it's Mark here. In this video, I'll go over the LinkedIn skill quizzes, which one can do in an attempt to demonstrate skills in various different disciplines. They basically work by doing a quiz in a particular technical field, and then LinkedIn will give you a little badge in your skills and endorsements section. It isn't really that visible unless you are kind of stalking someone's skills and endorsements, or if you're a recruiter looking for specific things. But it is LinkedIn's attempt to deal with the dumpster fire that has become endorsements and skills and the like in LinkedIn, which have historically just become a bit of a mess and not in any way credible. So I'll give you an idea about what these quizzes are, how you go about doing the quizzes, what you get for them, and whether they're difficult or not, and I'll possibly go through one myself, in particular one on, say, Microsoft PowerPoint or Microsoft Word or whatever. So with that in mind, let's have a look at LinkedIn and see exactly what these skill quizzes are. So if we go over to LinkedIn, we can scroll down to the skills and endorsements section of it, which when you get down to it is going to give you the place where you can do these skill quizzes. Now what you'll notice in skills and endorsements is it has all of my various endorsements here. Some of these are super old. I have no idea how I got some of these. And then I have various pieces of industry knowledge that I have been recorded as having. I suspect, of course, people have mentioned that I've got this industry knowledge. Again, I can't really remember. It's been there forever. And then at the very bottom here, what you'll see is you have tools and technologies. Tools and technologies are where you will see the various disciplines you've purported to have skills in. So that's what we've got right here. Now, this is where skill quizzes come into being. You have this little check here, this check on this clipboard. That check tells people that you have done a skill quiz. Now, you'll notice that I have two here, one for Excel, one for Microsoft Excel. Thankfully, LinkedIn does a degree of disambiguation here. So it treats Excel and Microsoft Excel as the exact same thing, thankfully. Otherwise, you'd end up with a bit of a mess. So I've got the ticks there for that. As you can tell, I have not done a quiz for, say, PowerPoint, as just one example. I've also not done quizzes for various other things like Stata, LaTeX, VBA, SAS, or R. Only some of these things have skill quizzes though. So for example, I don't believe SAS, which is a statistical piece of software, has a skill quiz associated with it. Then if we scroll down a little bit, you can see other skills. These other skills don't have skill quizzes associated with them. So that's effectively what we've got and how the skill quizzes appear on LinkedIn. Now, if we go back up here to the very top of the skills and endorsements section here, what you'll notice is there's a button to take a skill quiz. This then enables you to take that quiz in whichever discipline it is you are looking at. So let's click on that button and see what it does. Now, after I've clicked this button, it will eventually load various skill quizzes. It tells me up here a bit of a summary. It tells me that I have right now one badge, which is in Microsoft Excel. I don't have to retake any at the moment. And then it gives me a series of recommended tests that I can do. Furthermore, I can do tests in industry knowledge or in tools and technology. So let's have a look at each of these. So in terms of recommended, these are just ones that it appears LinkedIn has sourced from my skills and endorsements section. So PowerPoint, R, VBA, MATLAB, machine learning, Java, Word, Outlook, etc., etc. Then under industry knowledge, this is relatively sparsely populated. Agile methodologies, front-end development, or machine learning. Then finally, under tools and technologies, we can get the various pieces of software, for example. So the various Adobe pieces of software. You also have down here the Microsoft Word ones. There's quite a lot of them. And if you're in a technical field, it might be easy enough to do some of these. I would not say a recruiter is going to care. A recruiter is probably going to care, have you done some short course, or do you have a portfolio of things written in C or whatever for them to be able to assess you, rather than what the skill badge is saying. But nevertheless, that's what we have. And there are quite a lot of these. And I mean, some of them maybe are going to benefit from doing a quiz, but I seriously doubt it. So that's pretty much what the quiz section is like. The next question is, what are these quizzes actually like? Like, are they difficult? Are they long answer? Are they multiple choice? Well, the answer to this is they are multiple choice, and at least the Excel one that I've already done is not terribly difficult. So say we click on Microsoft Word. And this video is brought to you by AirWallex. I actually have a sponsor type thing for this video, which is brilliant, I guess. So AirWallex is basically a remittance and transfer company. it enables you to transfer money across different currencies and save a lot on foreign exchange fees. I've used them myself for a while, primarily when buying things overseas, like buying things in the US or the UK or whatever, and I need to transfer AUD into USD or to pounds, and I want to save a lot of money on foreign exchange fees. Because banks typically gut you in terms of the forex spread, so they charge you terrible rates, and also they often have fees, so they're generally terrible. AirWallex cuts those out, gives you a good foreign exchange rate, and also doesn't have those fees, which means it's very cost effective to buy things overseas, which is why I use it. And if you sign up using the link that I have below, they have a 10% cashback type situation if you meet particular spending thresholds by the end of the year. So I'd encourage you to check them out because I found them really useful myself. So with that in mind, let's get back to LinkedIn and see my thoughts about it. Now you can see here that 3.9 million people have already done this test. Now, given the number of people using LinkedIn, that's probably not that large. But nevertheless, there are quite a lot of people who have done it, possibly out of novelty value, possibly because it's quick. It's apparently 15 multiple choice questions, 1.5 minutes per question, and you need to score in the top 30% in order to earn a badge. It gives various pieces of information about before you start. You can retake the test once, for example, if you don't earn a badge. You won't show the results to anyone without the permission, and you have to complete it in one session. Furthermore, you can do a practice test. So with the practice test, we can click on that and see what it is for Microsoft Word. Now, oftentimes I would advise you with any of these things to make sure you have Microsoft Word open in a separate screen so that you can do the test and also see what is in Word at the same time. Because then you're going to be able to kind of test what is going on when you're doing the test. So let's click on the practice here and see exactly what this looks like. So if I click on practice, it has 2 questions that I can do without affecting my score. I'll then click next. So now it's bringing up some practice questions. It says, which feature allows you to copy attributes of the selected text and apply them to another selection? Well, we have to kind of look at, well, what exactly is even in Microsoft Word? What can enable me to do this? Well, I've got Format Painter, I've got Copy-Paste Attributes, Copy-Paste Styles, or Merge Formatting. Well, we know that it won't be Merge Formatting, we can automatically eliminate that. In terms of Format Painter, that is something that is a thing in Word and enables you to copy-paste formats. So that would be my best guess here. Then I'll click Check Answer, and it tells me it is correct. I'll then click Next. Now if I go along here, it says, to protect a document from accidental changes, which option should you select from Protect Document in Windows or Protect in Mac? And again, I would encourage you to probably have Word open in order to answer these, because a lot of it is, from my perspective, going to be process of elimination. Because honestly, I don't totally remember all of these. So, Markers Final is probably not going to be it. Always Open as Read Only is probably not going to be it either. We can also have Encrypt with Password, which I guess to some extent is going to be something that would be useful, although whether or not that protects from changes is another question entirely. Or alternatively, we have Add a Digital Signature, which is not really going to do what we need here. So I would say probably it's either going to be Encrypt with Password, or maybe, even though I've crossed it out, Markers Final. So what will I do here? I'm going to go with Encrypt with Password. That probably would actually protect it from accidental changes, although quite possibly it is not what they're looking for. I'll then click Check Answer. And apparently it is always open in read only. Now, without knowing that in advance, I have no idea how I'd know that. Because always open in read only is one of those annoying things that happens when you download a document. However, after you enable editing, you can still make accidental changes. So I don't understand. But in any case, some of you will disagree with me, and perhaps you'll tell me that I'm an idiot about Microsoft Word and I don't know anything. But in any case, I got that practice question wrong. And then I can click Finish Practice, and then I'll ultimately have finished my practice questions here. Now, after we've finished the practice, I'm going to be able to start the test itself. So to start the test itself, one is going to want to have Microsoft Word open in front of oneself. So let's see if I can do that at the same time. All right, so let's try to start on with this test itself. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. So I'll click Start. Then, in the first question it says, what is the name of the text effect that displays a large capital letter at the beginning of a paragraph? All right, so we've got subscript, small caps, drop cap, or superscript. We know this is small cap. Subscript is just like that tiny lettering. Small caps is obviously giving you capitalization. Drop cap is, I have no idea. I don't even know what that is. And then superscript is going to be giving you a superscript above the word. So we'll go with small cap. Then I'll click Next. The next one is, why is it important to use alternative text for objects in your document? Okay, I don't know what alternative text is, so let's see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right, so it says, it helps a user with visual impairment who is using a screen reader to understand it. Maybe. It allows you to display the text in a language other than the default language. It enables you to provide an alternative explanation for the object. Adding an alternative text to an object is one way to apply a caption to an object. So I honestly don't know what this is. This will be super interesting. Let's see if I can open this up in Word and see if I can even get anything vaguely close to this. So maybe I'll go Insert, Picture, then I'll go Stock Images. Please wait while it loads. I have like a minute left on this. Let's click the umbrella, Insert. Then I need to go here, right click, Edit Alt Text, and then I'll click AB, red striped umbrella. So it seems alternative text gives us a description. So let's go back to LinkedIn and see. 12 seconds. Another explanation. There we go. What is the default view when you open a document or create a new document? All right. So default view when we open a new document or not. Well, draft view, edit view, web layout view, or print layout view. Well, this is an interesting one. So we go File, then Blank Document, and then for me, this is occurring in print layout. Now, there we go. I might have altered my defaults, but in any case. Then it says, before publishing a document, you want to identify issues that may make it difficult for people with disabilities to read. Which feature should you use? Ooh. Check accessibility. There we go. That's what I think it is. You send a document to 2 clients for review, and each client returns a separate, edited version of the document. How do you most efficiently review their feedback? Well, this is pretty terrible. I hate when this happens. Review and compare is what it is. Track changes is not going to be it. Review/accept, not it. Review smart lookup, not it. So it's going to be compare. You want to compare 2 documents. In the image below, where do you click to hide comments when the document prints? All right, so what we'll see here, and this is super small, so it's going to be very difficult for you to see, is it's going to be right down somewhere around here, where you click print all pages. Oh, this is interesting, because normally I would visualize this as appearing slightly differently. So let's see, I'll go ABC, then Alt-IM to insert a comment, then I'll go File, then Print, and then let's see, I think it's going to be under Printer Properties. No, it's not. Print whole pages. All right, so it'll be under Print all pages is where it's going to be. So it would be under B. And then I'll click Next. You want to capture all the content and design elements in your current document, so you can use them as a starting point when creating new documents. To do so, save the current document as template. This rich text format is not even relevant. Neither is the PDF, not relevant. Open document, I don't really know what that is, to be honest, but I am pretty sure it's not going to be open document. So template file. Now the next one is, what type of page is useful at the front of a large document to identify the document title, author, and other information? Well, probably a cover page, although I don't really know if that's a Word option. A blank page won't be it. A table of contents page, sort of. but the table of contents page will only have contents, right? So that won't really be it either. So I've either got a master page or we've got a cover page. I would personally go with a cover page, although I don't even know if there's a real name for it. So let's go with cover page, because I don't even know if that thing is actually a thing in Word. So if I go to Word here, maybe I go to insert. Let's see, insert, and then cover page, I guess. Let's go with cover page. I don't really know, but I'm going to assume it's cover page. And I'll go next. The next one is, you want to create a shortcut that replaces an acronym that you type with an acronym's full text. For example, replacing /MT with Microsoft Teams. What feature would I use to create that shortcut? Well, I could use autocorrect options, which is probably what I'd prefer to use. Find and replace all are going to do it, but they're probably not what the question is getting at, because then you're just going to be manually replacing everything rather than it happening automatically. Auto-format as you type is just going to format things, so I suspect it would not be that. However, we can have a look at it in Word very briefly. So let's go back here. Say I have ABC and I want to replace this with something. I can then go to, this is going to be interesting. Let's guess this. I'm going to go with autocorrect tools. I'm guessing here. The next one is, when you are typing a paragraph and reach the end of a line, Word automatically starts a new line for you. What is this feature called? What the? I have no idea. So we can have a look at this in Word maybe, although I don't have any idea what I would even be looking for. New line return, let's go with that. I have no idea. Next one is, which statement best describes how a bookmark is used in Word? A bookmark is a color-coded graphic that appears in the navigation pane for easy access. Bookmark works in conjunction with hyperlinks to allow quick jump to specific locations. That would be most likely. A bookmark is a link in your document that can give you quick access to web pages, files, or other locations. I would regard that as a hyperlink. A bookmark is a hyperlink where the label is automatically generated. I would go with this one. It's used in conjunction to enable you to jump to specific places. That said, color-coded graphic? Maybe, because it is kind of color-coded in the graphics, so I would go with B still. B looks like it's the most correct. Then we have, what Microsoft Word feature lets you capture a portion of your screen to be used as an image in your document? What the? I have no idea. I would have just gone print screen, then gone into Paint, and then cropped it, and then pasted. So this will be interesting. Screen capture or screen grab is seemingly what the most likely are. I didn't even know if those things existed. Let's see. Then maybe if I go to insert looks like the most likely. If I go up to insert, now do any of these look like they are what it is? Screenshot? Screen clipping looks like what it should be. I'm going to guess screen clipping, but I really have no idea. Let's see. Screen clipping. Maybe. Which object can you not insert into a Word document from the Insert tab? All right, let's have a look. Sketch, 3D model, equation, or symbol. I'm pretty sure it's equation, but, you know, I could easily be wrong on this. I've been wrong on pretty much everything else. So insert. And then insert here, we have pictures, charts, screenshots, equation, symbol, text box. What's this? This is a signature, calendar thingy, word art, text. Ooh, I'm not sure. I'm going to go with a sketch because I can't see anywhere that I can insert a sketch. And it does not appear to be up here anyway, although I'm pretty sure that you can somewhere. But in any case, let's go with a sketch. Also, there's a 3D model you can put in, an equation, and a symbol. So seems like it has to be that one. Then up here we have, you want to set a wider inside margin to accommodate binding a document, where pages are printed on both sides. Which option should you choose in the page setup dialog box? Well, all right, so page setup. Now, how do I get that? Where even is page setup? You can tell that I am definitely not in any way. Options? Feel like this is going to be wrong. If you have any thoughts, put them in the comments below. Home? I would have just gone to layout. Oh, here. Bah. All right, so layout, paper, and then I have no idea, and I've basically run out of time. Let's guess something. There we go. Different odd and even margins. No idea. What happens in the smart art diagram when you delete the selected object? It deletes. Doesn't it just go away? The text in the deleted bot merges. I thought it just went. I think it's, oh, I see what's happening. Well, I'm obviously blind. So we're deleting spring here, and we're seeing what happens to winter, summer, fall. Ah, I see what it's asking now. Well, that makes sense. It's going to be the remaining objects of winter, summer, and fall are going to resize to fit. Now I can click view results, and we can see, wow, great work. I earned a badge. I have amazingly and somehow appeared in the top 5% of 3.9 million people who took this test. I'll be blunt. Given how clueless I am about any of this, I very much suspect that a lot of people sleepwalked through this test. Yeah, this tells you what you need to know about LinkedIn skills assessments. It seems like you don't really need to know anything in order for you to be able to do these skills assessments. So there we go. And then after this, it gives me, let's see, gives me a LinkedIn skill assessment badge. Well, obviously I want to add that. Tell everyone how skilled I am at Microsoft Word. And then it says, oh, this doesn't seem to be particularly relevant here. Anyway, gives me some suggestions about other quizzes I can take and also some jobs that I might take on as well. So now that we've finished the quiz, we can go and have a look at that school badge. So here, again, schools and endorsements section, I'll go to show more, and then I'll go down to tools and technologies. What you will immediately see is I don't have the school badge here. I still have my old ones for Excel, but I don't have the one for Microsoft Word that I just did. So say I want to add the Microsoft Word one. I'm going to need to add that Microsoft Word skill in order to record that skill here. So in order to do that, I'll go up to add new skill. And then it will enable me to select various things. So I'll go with Word. So Microsoft Word will be fine here. And then let's see if it has Word separately. And I'll click Word here, although I might ultimately delete Word if it doesn't show up properly. Then I'll click Add. And then we'll see whether these show up down here in terms of the skills. And as you can tell, right down here, it's shown Microsoft Word and Word itself, both with skill badges. Clearly, again, the disambiguation is working, which is quite useful, because some people have it recorded as Word, some Microsoft Word, etc., etc. I'm going to record both of them just for the sake of it being clear. That's pretty much how you would also record the badges when they're on your profile and what they would ultimately look like. So there we go. That's LinkedIn skills assessments. As you can see, they are a little bit of a joke. I patently am not a Word expert, but I have a badge telling me that I am less rubbish than some of the 3.9 million people who took it. In fact, I'm in the top 5% of these people, even though I was basically guessing some of these questions, which tells you what you need to know about some of the other people. In any case, that's a bit of a tour through LinkedIn skills assessment quizzes. I mean, they're an attempt to rein in some of the complete rubbish that was in skills and assessments. I've seen worse. At least to give them some credit, they're trying. Maybe it's useful in other areas, but given that it appears that you're being assessed against people who aren't necessarily taking it that seriously, maybe I wouldn't be too concerned about these quizzes or these tests. And I suspect that no one's going to be getting a job anytime soon based on getting a skills assessment badge. In any case, if you have any thoughts about these badges, let me know that in the comments below. And if you have any thoughts about my absolutely dire Microsoft Word skills, also let me know those as well. It would be interesting to hear whether you think I could have done better in this test. And in any case, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you find the video somewhat informative, or at least not too dreary anyway. And I hope you've been able to bear with me slogging through that incredibly exciting Microsoft Word quiz. And if you have any thoughts about other quizzes I should try to do, let me know that as well. And otherwise, it would be great if you, like I said, like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you next time as well. Bye.